If you're gonna do the safety, the one who does it has to have more information, more knowledge than just our guidance. I have to have taken the courses at the Lund University to know the basis of the concept. And this is only the top of their knowledge. But it's a good way to ensure that they do it in the right way. It talks about all the different kind of things that we have with this kind of program. And what kind of reaction you could use. And because of the Swedish regulation give us the maximum heat release rate when we do some kind of acid asset analysis, we put it in and give them guidance on how big should your area of fire be to make it easy for the consultant. And also, how should you deal with your mesh, your grid system? It's really important to get that thing right. And we also describe some kind of phenomenal aspect that gives you problem in the analysis. And of course, how to deal with your data, your input data and your output data, especially the output data, how to analyze that. Because I think it's the most important part of it, to analyze what's the result, what does it really mean, this I got out from the problem. But also this quality check. And we have questions that you have to answer. Even if it's 4 different kind of checkpoints, guide, like the gatekeepers you have to pass to do it, then it's quite good that we could catch all the errors that might occur the way. And we have also 2 different kind of one quality check for the one who builds the model and deals with the model and questions for that person. But we also have other questions for the one who doing the auditing within the company. So it's 2 different ways in 4 different gates also. And then about how to document. And I think it works really good when our consultants following our guidelines. But it's happening that they don't do this as well. And then there are problems. They have put in the wrong kind of parameters in their model and just push the start button, and it's gotten, it takes 3 or 4 weeks, and then we realize you haven't done it in the right way, and we just have to start over again. And it costs time, and it costs, and it gives us problem against the customers. We have to be sure that we are communicating to you or to the customer is the right aspect, because we have the legal responsibility for the performance-based design. Do you have any questions about it, or is it unclear?
You've been using this guideline for long in your company?
We have been using it for about 2 years now.
And has it worked well?
Yeah, when we do it according to the guidance, it works well. We have small errors, and it gets quicker as well. We know how to do things. But when we don't use them, then we still have problems. So it
must be easier for new engineers to come in.
Yeah, it is much easier. Yeah. And it's a much easier way for us to guide them as well. But you can say, if you're going to do this kind of calculation, then you can use our guidelines. You can read here, and if you have questions, come and ask them across. So they don't come as often as they usually do and ask questions to the more senior consultants. It's also a more effective way to use the resources in the company.
And also to ensure that all the engineers are working the same
Exactly, yeah.
way, they're working the same way.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know if other companies have, for example, in Sweden, have something similar to this, or is this unique?
No, I don't think it's unique. I think the unique part is that we gave them out for free. But I think all companies have some kind of guidance, but I don't think they have this big guidance about every part of it. Some companies have that guidelines how to build your model and how to write your code in it, but not how to see the problem, to define the problem and do the quality checks.
So I should mention that those two guidelines, the pre-app guidelines, they are now required reading at some of the courses at Luleå University. It's the applied courses, and also they are required reading at Luleå University.
That's good, yeah.
But also, I mean, the Brandtekniska föreningen in Sweden, the Bruna Teknikfélagið in Sweden, they have also produced, in accordance with SFPE, they have also some guidelines, but just on FPS. The good thing about the smoke billing guideline with you is you take all the methods, the hand calculation, the CFAS, and the CFD. So that's really excellent work. Excellent work.
Thank you. That's good.
So it's very good that this comes out. And, like pointed out, it's very, very good for young engineers.
Yeah, exactly. To learn and to understand how to define problem, shooting model. Yes.
Yes, one or two comments. I think that's a very interesting document. And first, I wanted to know, you mentioned two-zone models. Which one are you using? Are you using CFAST? Or?
We're using CFAST.
Okay, because we've had with Bjorn some fight with students because CFAST is okay when you're just having a square and event. Otherwise, your results are very... And you cannot ever analyze this as complete as FDS.
No, exactly.
That's one, of course, you can run 100 simulations a day. FDS, it will take you 3 days.
3 days, yeah.
But well, that's one thing. I think when you get a more complex building, you should go to FDS.
Exactly, yeah, you should do that.
But also, one thing that is a bit very dangerous with FDS is that I know everybody can start to use it
Exactly.
and get some complete crap. If you put some crap in, you get some bigger crap out.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's a bit dangerous to. I mean, these kind of guides are very useful, but you have to be sure that the people know a bit more.
Exactly.
Now, just not following the guide. Okay, he said 3 megawatt fast fire.
Exactly, and we try to make it in our context, to understand the context before you just understand how to put in your numbers. It's not about putting your numbers, I think, is the most important part of the guidance. It's about understanding what is the problem, in what context, and what kind of problem do I have, and how could I use my models to answer them, and the quality problems. Yeah, but I think it works fine. If we go, like Björn said, we in Sweden last year, the Swedish chapter of SFP did some guidance work as well, and I was a part of it and gave a lot of information for the CFD calculations with FDS. But in the SFP, it's a lot of organizations together to give information and work with this kind of guidance. And I think it's a really good way to do things. It's good that we in Korea do our guidance, but we have to do it to ensure the quality. But I think it's even better when the community helps each other to do it. Then it's more like the standardization process that you give and take and you find the most. The community's best practice, not only the company's best practice, to widen the concept of it. And in Sweden, 2013, we worked with the CFD, with FDS. And it was a lot of focusing on how to build your model, what input data to have, not so much about what other models you can use to answer your question, and then not so much about how to ensure that the quality is right, or if you have the answer to the question that you had. It's more like this into deep code mention. But SFP also gave out 2 other really good documents, and one is about how to do your how to check your fire protection when you have built your house, what kind of bullets do you have to check that you have done? It's control of brandskydd byggprocessen. It's also to understand the building process and where do the fire safety engineer come in and what can we do and what should we do with this different part of it. And they also have this guidance on how to analyze these high-risk buildings in Sweden, the BNO-byggnad, it's called, that we don't have any pre-accepted solutions for how to do this. Well, and it's, they define what kind of verification you can do, but not how you should do it. It has to be the next step.
Can I ask you something
about
this control of EV process?
Yeah.
I was recently at a conference in the UK, and there was a lot of talk about people, well, the buildings we have designed not being exactly built or like we designed it, or you know, after our prescription. Is that also your experience in Sweden?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. You have your documentation of how you should build it, like your fire compartmentation, and then in the process of building the building, they change it, and you get a question, and you change your answers, and then you're gonna do this control of the fire protection in the building before it takes into use, and then you see it's a lot of the deviation that different from This is a problem, so you have to ensure that the solutions you give in the beginning of the design process are robust to manage to take this kind of deviations. But I think it's really good to know the building process. And you have to know when and how, by who is going to control the different parts of it. I have put out the Swedish SFP guides as well here in the room, so you could look at it. But if we go back to what is the great value with this guidance? Well, for 3 arguments that it cost us about 250 man-hour each to describe and write and quality check them. But in the value internal is we have much better process how to answer the questions we see. And we know that we have the right quality on the answers we give to the customer. And of course we could earn more money, can do it in a much better way. And we know where we could take some shortcuts maybe. We don't have to start from scratch every time. But if we don't follow this, we have realized that the profit will decrease because we do so much errors. We are not sure that the result we give is the right one. And when we chosen to publish them externally, that everybody could take them, we realized the big benefit is that we could give out the knowledge about it. Because I think that knowledge should be free. I got it free from the university, and I think, yeah, I could take it, do something more with it, and then I give it out again. And increase the understanding of the process and understand that the industry has to work with it themselves. We can't not just sit and complain on the building authority that they give us no guidance on how to do things. And if they don't have given me the guidance, then I have to do it myself in the best way I can do it. And of course it's about the responsibility to work in a good, ethic way. I think it's really good to do it. So it's a good way. And hopefully we could take this one too and give them as external versions. increase the knowledge in the industry. Do you have any questions about the guidance, about the process, about the technical issues that we work with, or why we have done it?
It is okay for EPJ to take those and distribute it on the website.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. It's for free. You can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
And I also got some USB sticks over there with the guidance if you want to have. And I also put in the presentation for today. Yeah.
I noticed that the document that EID, the Swedish brandtekniska föreningen, Svenska brandteknikerföreningen, I noticed that the documents that they produce, which is using FDS and things like that,
Yeah.
that you actually have to be a member of that
To find me, yeah.
to get the guideline.
Yeah.
So therefore, I have not, because I never break the law.
No.
So therefore, I have not distributed that.
No. And I only have one copy of each in the room just to show how it could be. It's my personal copy.
Exactly.
But on a USB stick you could find Briab's guidelines, but not the BIB guidance.
But if we become members of the SLPE, because they are members of the Swedish chapter of the SLPE,
Yeah.
is the Brandteknikerföreningen, Svenska Brandteknikerföreningen. This is done in cooperation with SLPE.
Mm.
So if we are, if our förening is a member of SLPE, we can maybe do this for free.
That's good, yeah. You don't have to spend 250 man hours to produce them yourself.
That's exactly.
And to be a member to SAP, yeah, you can just log on to the homepage and sign up.
That's P.
Oh, you have to have to log on to.
I have to log on, no.
Let me just do that. But meanwhile, while I'm fixing the net thing, I want to ask you another question.
Yes, okay.
There are two international associations for fire safety engineers.
Yeah.
One called the Institute of Fire Engineers, the IFE, and the other one is, oh, it's connected. Okay, so the server isn't found. So, but vi måste man skriva.
.org.
Yes, now it works. What did you say?
Yeah, there are two international associations. The IFE, the Institute of Fire Engineers, old-fashioned British organization. The chairman is always British. Also the guy with the money. And they have chapters in Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand, the old Commonwealth.
Exactly.
Why is the Swedish Brandtekniska Föreningen, why are they not a part of the British, English, Old England, IFE? Why do they choose to go with the SFPE, Society of Fire Protection Engineers? Which is basically an American organization.
Well,
Why is that?
the Swedish chapter just joined the SFP about 20 years ago. And I think it's just because of the guidance you could go and get there. You have the different courses, online courses that you can take as a member. You can buy good reference literature. They have the SFP guideline book, a big red one. That's really good. And of course, they have like this guidance documents that we took to do our own guidance. But they support us in a really good way, I think. And of course, they have this SAP conference on international on performance-based design every second year, I think. So it's a good community to be a part of. And if you want to be a community of the Swedish one, yeah, it's okay. It costs 300 Swedish crowns. Is it about?
It's about 6,000 kroner.
6,000 kroner.
5,000 Icelandic
Yeah.
kroner. I am a member of the Swedish chapter.
Of course you are.
But you could donate them for free when you get them the guidance about CFD and FDS, the building process and the complex buildings, and how to do to verify. Yeah. Some other questions?
What's the situation in Sweden, for example, on this CFD in general? Do you think the quality is generally good, or is it getting better?
I think quality is getting better and better. But I still see some really crappy simulations, and they use this program just because they have it, not that they have a need to use it. But when they don't understand what to do with it, then it's a bit dangerous to use it. And with this pre-processing program like Pyrosim, it's really easy to build your model and to make it look really good. But how do you ensure that the result you get out is good enough to use for your analysis to answer your questions? That's a big question. But I think the fire safety community in Sweden getting better and better.
What is, in your opinion, the minimum requirements for starting to use this model, build a model and analyze? Yeah,
I think you should be taking a course. There is courses about CFD modeling, so you understand the physics, understand what is the core of the program, to understand what, and then you have to work some month to understand the concept of fire safety design, how to do it, not only taking your program and starting building your model. You can build your model, you can take junior consultants and build the model if they understand how to do it, if you like to do this modeling thing, but to put in the fire, to define what fire scenarios work with, you have to have been working about at least 1 year to understand how to do it. And then of course at BEA we have to have read our guidance and the work with our senior person to see how to do it in practice.
One comment that's very good about FDS is that it's a very boring software to use because you have to write your code.
Yeah, exactly.
So that when you write it, you understand and you think.
Yeah.
Now I'm a bit afraid because of pyrosin. That goes and goes in.
Yes,
Then you always have to click. Okay, I will click on this, that, and that, and that.
Yeah.
Well, that's very good because it's difficult to use.
Yeah.
But some other softwares, I mean, everybody can use pyrosin.
Exactly. You learn it in 1 hour, you think. And you don't know the invitations. Like in the Pyrosim, there are some problem with the new function like HOAC, the ventilation system, that you can't do it in Pyrosim to get it to work in FDS. And it's nothing you can read, that you have to sit and understand the problem. It's the same that the Pyrosim have some problem with some, they define a wall in the mesh in the border, in the meshes, and you couldn't see them in your model, but you had to understand where to find the problem. And then you started your model, did your simulation, and 1 week after you realized, wait now, it's something here that shouldn't be here. And yes, it's because of the Pyrosim behind these kind of bugs. Some other questions? And we're talking a lot of CFD, but I think it's there we have
to know when to use CFD and when to so much talk about is enough.
Exactly, yeah. When it's enough, yeah.
You know,
The
you
question.
don't always go for the most expensive method
No,
if it's not necessary.
exactly, yeah. It's a consultant perspective on it, yeah. What do I have to do and what is good, what is the minimum level and what is good.
It's good practice to know limits.
No limits, yeah.
You said you were preparing some other guidelines for free, like the fire safety of structures
Fire safety
and
of
also
structure.
fire safety of ventilation.
Ventilation, yeah.
And we have already, like Böðvar said, and Gunnarsson, they've been working on the ventilation guideline. And
That's really good, yeah.
But when do you think these two will be published from PRIA?
Well, see how much time we got this summer to see if we have to change them in some time to get external. But I think end of the summer, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. We have to see how good we could work on. I'm sure that we really do it in-house before we release them. So, but they will come.
They will be in line with the Swedish method of dealing with, in general. I mean, the regulation is there in the handbooks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It should be in the land, but
So it's more like a practical approach to how to
how
apply them.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Application. But we are just going to change their program that they're going to use when they do these ventilation calculations. We have used this program called PFS, pressure flow systems, I think, developed in Lund in the early 90s.
Lars Jensen.
Lars Jensen, yeah.
User hostile program.
Exactly. And Lars Jensen, I think, is retired now, and it's not going to be anyone who can give us support on the program, so we're going to change over to another one. And we have to see which one. We are doing some benchmarks now to see. We have looked at the homework function in FDS, but it takes too long time to do it in the web. So let's see what we could find. Yeah. And if you want some the guidance in, I've got some use physics as well. No other questions? Okay. Thank you.
Yes, on behalf of Vice City from Matilda, I want to thank you very much for this. I also want to thank Jan Kamsson very much for helping us acquire him. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
So now it's summer, so I think we will take a few months break, rest, just for practice, be outside, bicycle, run, walk, and we will see next autumn in September, October. So thank you very much and have a nice day.